They're here, guys. Time to find out what we won. So guys, the salvage repaired cars are in. I've been a little bit busy. I haven't even had much of a chance to have a look at them since we got them offloaded. So time to have a little quick walk about and see what the score is. I guess first things first, let's have a look at damage. So we'll start with the Volvo. Bumper sticking out here from the bump, so that needs putting back in again. Bumper's got a crack here, and a quite a hefty ding in the wing there. Should we have a little go at pulling that out a second? Can't quite get my fingers in to pull that out. But yeah, we've got a ding in the wing there. Alloy seems alright. And it seems to be straight, I think. Isn't it? Or is it poke? Difficult to tell. I think it's straight. The rest of the car is mega clean. Like mega clean. There's no scrapes or bumps. Even the back of the bumper where things are loaded in is really clean. Look at that. Someone had it valeted not long before it had its bump, I don't think. That isn't another row of seats, is it? No. Got all the original. Of course, it's even got like a new car smell under here. Oh, it's got the original cover, I think, for the boot there. That's all in lovely condition. I don't know what this is. It like modular? Don't know what the metal bar is for. Something modular or like. But yeah, mega clean in there. Look at all the boot jams and all that. They're normally absolutely filthy. They're clean on this. Blooming stickers they stick on the thing. I'm going to get some hot water on before I start pinning that away. I don't want to take the lacquer off. Wheels in good nick. Continental tyre. Let's have a quick look. What we've got on the front here. Continentals. It's got Contis all round, I think. Let's have a quick look at the other side. P0 Pirelli. And right, so that's a cheaper tyre. Now that's probably because that got blown out in the accident. It's been replaced, I imagine. It has, yeah, it's got brand new tread on it. So I'm going to say that tyre was swapped out when it had its bump, just to get it moving. Well, the rest of the tyres aren't budget, that's for sure. Inside, this is all in perfect condition, guys. These seats, God, it has got like, it's still got, somehow it's still got like a new car smell to it. I don't know how they've managed to do that. Have they sprayed something in it? But it smells new car-y. Reminds me when my dad used to get new company cars. All round lecky windows, lecky mirrors, electric seats with memory. Oh, that seat is immaculate. How has this done 90,000 miles with seats in that condition? Look at the carpets. That's filth from me getting in, but the carpets are mint as well. You would never have thought it's done. The only thing that gives it away is the gear lever. If you change that gear lever over, gear knob, sorry, even the pedals aren't worn. If you change that gear knob over, you could swear this was a flipping 50,000 mile car. All the brushed steel is lovely. I wonder if I can drive this home tonight. I'll have to take it round and see if it drives straight or not, because it's actually MOT'd till middle of next year, I think, if I remember correctly. Let's get the keys. Well, if you're going to buy a salvage Volvo, guys, this is the one you want to buy. Now we're going to luck out with any service history. No, they probably kept it at home. This is the trouble with the salvage cars. I imagine I might be able to track down some history though. I don't know what Volvo are like at sharing information, but I imagine I should be able to track some history down on this. Obviously no V5 being a salvage car as well. So Get the key in. Check for warning lights, that kind of thing. What's it doing? Got my foot on the clutch. I hadn't pushed it in properly, I don't think. Starts up. Full tank of fuel. No warning lights on the dash. Smells so nice in here, guys. I know I keep going on about it, but it really does smell nice. Let's check if the aircon's cold. I remember getting in one of these when they were new and thinking the interior on them just looked so much better. Right, where are we going? Let's go face. Let's test that out. Oh, I've done the wrong one. Right, face. Ice cold air conditioning, guys. Ice cold air conditioning. Right, let's shut it off and let's have a little look at the engine bay. I'm liking this car. Now that's a bummer. I hadn't spotted that in the pictures. Got a broken screen. I don't think that's anything to do with the accident, not judging by where the damage is. I suspect that's happened at another time, but that would fail MOT now, so perhaps it did happen. Got a bit of a scrape down the bonnet here, that's a shame. That's the only bodywork there really is. That might polish out actually. Right, under the bonnet. Oh, timing chain. 8th 2021. Get in! Look at that. So it's a timing belt. Only a few months ago. Oh, getting to love this car more and more, guys. Getting to love it more and more. Fan belt looks, alternator belt looks new as well. This has certainly been looked after, isn't it? This is somewhere this has got a full service history, isn't it? Oil's at the right level, maybe ever so slightly down, but typical diesel look to it. Right, so the important thing, let's look for damage, guys. So this is the cat N, a non-structural, and straight away you can see there's nothing on the chassis legs at all. Nothing on the chassis legs at all. Front clip is in good condition, that's all fine. Someone's had the bumper off at some point, so they've obviously discovered something they weren't 100% happy with. Or it might be that this is pushing out because of tension. It all needs undoing. Let the tension off and then try bolting it back again. That wing might be over the headlight slightly there. Is that headlight broken? No, I don't think the headlight's broken. Oh, and to be fair, it's the same this side. So that might be just how they are actually. Is there any bending in this? I think that's factory by the looks of it to me. It's not impact bent, that's factory. I don't think there's anything going on there at all. I mean, without taking the bumper off to be 100%, which I'm not going to do right now. Right, should we take it for a little spin? I'll get the cars out of the way. Right, that's them tucked away on the newly painted floor. We're going to move the shelving along here tomorrow, and then these will have to come back out again so I can get the projects in and then get that ready for the sales room. Must get a bulb for that. So let's go and try the Volvo out. Let's go and have a little spin in it and see what we think. Oh, just spotted we've got cruise control as well. We've got Bluetooth. Might be a bit early for Bluetooth. We've We've got cruise control, and I think we've got USB input, auxiliary input there, yeah. So auxiliary input, aircon, cruise control. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot, as you can tell probably by now. So let's go for a little spin and see if I hate it. I think the only thing I'd have differently, this is, I don't often say this, is I have an auto, which obviously I know people do prefer autos in the, a lot of people prefer autos in the Volvos. So it's got an electronic handbrake, which I blooming hate. That's off. That's on. Blooming hate electronic handbrakes. Right, let's go. Let's get reverse first before we do any more damage to that bumper. There we go. Just check we haven't got anything hanging down or anything like that before we go for a spin. No, we're all right. We did nearly lose the bumper completely to the delivery driver today. He went screaming off the ramp on it, and it was bottoming out, and if I hadn't stopped him, he was going to tear the front bumper off completely. So luckily he didn't do any more damage in the end. I convinced him to get it back on a bit, hence this, pump the tyres up a bit to give it a bit more clearance, and move the van forward so that he wasn't trying to catch the edge of the concrete curb over there. Brake off, right. Let's get reverse. So 93,000 miles. That engine sounds sweet, guys. Sounds absolutely sweet. We're going to go a little run around the car park because I'm not sure. I haven't put my tray plates in it, and I just want to check there's nothing obvious before I go on a public road and put anybody at risk. What's that going on in the wing mirror here? SE. I don't know what that's all about. Might have, looks like it's got rain sensitive wipers. Anyway, let's put you on a dash. Gears engaging fine. I can't get over how clean this car is inside, guys. I've never had a car this clean before come to me through any type of auction, even when I've paid for a grade 1. Do you know what I mean? It's just mint. Gearbox seems fine, clutch is engaging about halfway. I'm so lucky I have neighbours that don't have cars outside the front of their units. Try and get up into a few more gears. Up into third, that's fine. Back into second, that's fine. It is smooth. The ride is super smooth. No knocks or bangs or anything. There's obviously nothing contacting from the accident. If we go full lock, there's nothing contacting. I could really do with not liking cars quite as much as I do doing this job, because I want to keep them all for myself. Letting the rush hour bite. Full lock the other way. Not going to make the curb. Let's try it. I'm very tempted to take this home tonight, but I want to get that bumper off and find out why it's not sitting back properly. This is going to make a fantastic car for someone. Nothing that size, so it's purely cosmetic. It's not been binned off because of any problems with the gearbox or clutch. All the toys work. Oh, I wish I had time to fix this. I might have to find the time, I think. Well, that's working. Mirrors. Yeah. So we've got cold aircon working, all round working, everything's working. Just looking at the car, guy, I just can't see how everything wouldn't be working. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those cars that looks like it's just fantastically looked after. I wish I had the service history. Look at that. I'm gonna have to get out of Volvo and see if I can't get it. Heated seats. That's my wife's favourite thing about her Volvo. If this had an auto box, I would probably try and get her out of a 500X into this, you know. Even though the 500X is a 2017 car, just can't compete with this for the quality. Right, so I think we've established that I love the Volvo. I think that's what we've established, isn't it, guys? I've loved the Volvo, and I'm not sure what to do with it. The sensible thing to do is flip it as it is, because this is an absolutely perfect little home project for someone. Whip the bumper off, get a new wing on it. You know, yes, you might find odds and sods on behind the bumper, but I don't think it can be anything serious based on the way this car is. And then for probably, let's say all in for no more than absolutely £4,000 on the outside, I'd have thought, you'll have something that is, you know, just, well, you have a £6 motor for £4 won't you? And you can see the damage was absolutely minor. Right, let's go and see if it's the same story with the 500. So first looks the 500. I've whipped that transformer sticker straight off. I haven't got the foam pads off yet, but we'll have a look around. We've got a nice little baby Groot sticker there. Back end, that's clean actually. Normally these are absolutely filthy. They build up grime quite a lot up here for some reason on 500s. Rear bumper's okay, got some light scratch in there. That wheel's good, no curbing on it. Got a little bit of dinging on the side of the door there and a couple of scratches, nothing major. This alloy's got some curbing on it. I don't know how much that'll polish out, not a lot actually. That one needs repainting or touching in with a gunmetal. Got a little strange ding up there, strange one. Little Banksy, people like sticking their stickers on this one. This side of the bumper is sticking out a bit but not much. I've seen much worse on a 500. I don't think that's an accident, I think that's something else. This side, we've got the missing fog lamp cover there. But again, the bumper doesn't actually seem that much out of place. This wing, I don't know why this wing's sticking out. I want to bolt it back in again. That seems to just be, it's missing the bolt that goes through there. I don't know why that's out. We'll try and bolt that back in again. With that in there, that panel gap isn't bad actually. With that in properly, that panel gap's fine. So nothing wrong there at all. I'm struggling to see what the damage is. Now, one thing I didn't say on this one is it was previously a Cat S. So this was previously accident damage repaired as a Cat S, and then it's had a Cat N accident afterwards. So that's quite possibly why this hasn't been done, because the damage is next to nothing here. We'll try and see if we can find some evidence of that previous damage, because we've got the same funny mark here as with the other side. That's quite hard. Whatever's done that to bend that metal in, strange. So we'll go searching for that in a minute. This wheel's curbed a little bit. That door, sorry, has got scratches on it, and that wheel's got a little bit of curbing. That can touch in that one because the rest of the wheel's mint, and we've got a little scratch on the bumper there. Overall, nothing horrendous. Not the cleanest 500 I've ever seen, but nothing horrendous. All right, let's have a look under the bonnet, then we'll have a look inside. This one smells nice, but not as nice as the Volvo. Right, so I know my 500s. I know what to look for under here, and I can tell you what's. I'll be able to tell you straight away what's right and what's wrong. Someone's been greasing all the contacts up. Right, so firstly, chassis leg. There's a very, very minor on the top lip of the fitting part there. Banged down a bit. The actual chassis leg itself is original. So it wasn't done that side, and it's not been welded in and painted or anything like that. So it's not the chassis leg there. And it's not the chassis leg here. Again, there's a little bit on the lip of that bit there, but I've seen 500s Cat S for just this part of the chassis rail here where the bolts go through, getting a little bit of a bend in it, not the leg itself, that, because that is attached to the leg. They class that as Cat S. So either it was a very light frontal Cat S previously, or it's somewhere else on the car. So a panel at the back. I'm looking for paint. I'm not seeing any horrible paint matches. If someone sprayed it, they did a hell of a job, because I can't see any colour mismatch. So I don't think it was on the bodywork of the car. It's got to be something to do with these things up here. I mean, I think that would be classed as S, wouldn't it? That bit of damage there would be classed as S. That's almost like the bumpers, the bonnet's gone back and dented in there. That could actually be classed as S. But what's happened for the Cat N accident that it's now been registered for, I do not know. I mean, I'm looking at the rad surround. That is all as it should be. That rad surround is bang on. There's some marking there like someone's been moving it about, possibly. Any obvious things with the wing? We've got the original painted bolt for the wing there. We've got the original clip. They're hard to get back in again, so they don't often get put back, that one. So that one's original. We're missing one here, so that wing has been off, because we're missing the one there. The original factory one there. Headlights. Okay, so it's had a hard enough knock to break the lower headlight tab. That'll be the one that goes into the rad surround down here. There's one on the light that goes into the rad surround there. That's why that's loose. Oh no, actually, sorry, tell the light, bolts in the side here as well, doesn't it? That's probably why someone's put the wing on, not put that bolt back in, I don't think. But that headlight's entirely salvageable. This headlight's good as gold. As I said to you, this side is just, that's standard, so I think it's had something really light here, you know, and I think because it was previous, I mean, even normally, if it's had a lump here, they break on these. That's okay as well. There's some little dings there. I think that's what it's been Cat N for the dings here and there, and they've gone headlight, wing, bumper, because they can't repair the bumper, can they? They've got to replace it. Find that clip. You're probably running into £1,000 already, and it's already been a Cat S car previously. So I think they've decided not to go for it. Right, so a couple of tests on 500. I reckon the cam belt's been done because the sticker's off. Sticker's off and it's got all the dirt on it for that top bolt there. So on my experience, I'd put good money on the cam belt having been done on that, because once that sticker's off, you can't get it back on again, and it only gets peeled off to get into that bolt and get to the cam belt. Oil is where it should be and isn't a horrendous colour, so that looks like it's had some servicing. Coolant, they're always hard to see on 500s, but that's bang where it should be, just slightly under full. So it looks like it's been maintained. Rear main seal's good, there's no oil leaks there. Let's start her up and have a listen. Now, I'd hoped that I would know a bad one of these, because I've done so many of the damn things. The little 1.2 fire engine. They're cracking little engines, they are super tough. We've got the nice Mark II dash. So we've got Bluetooth with voice activation, aircon. We've got the city button that lightens up the steering. We've got the auxiliary and the USB input. These are fully loaded, the little spots. We've even got the original connection here for the TomTom if you want to put TomTom in it. We've got tyre pressure gauges on this one as well, saying they're all okay. Little squeal from the alternator belt at the beginning, but that can be forgiven for it being sitting for a while. Definitely had a cam belt, because someone's done a bloody horrible job of putting the air con pipe back in. And I know this because when I did it the first time myself, I over tightened and bent this here as well. The cam cover's off slightly. I can probably shine a light for and see the cam belt when the engine stops. But in terms of 1.2, that sounds absolutely perfect. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's a good 1.2 that. To be honest, it takes a lot to have a bad 1.2 because they tend to be pretty reliable little engines. So we'll let it get up to temperature, check it's not overheating or anything like that. The coolant level is where it should be, so I don't expect it to. We'll check the aircon quickly. Let's just set that on the old cold and on my face. Oh, score, ice cold aircon again. So we're happy with that. Electric windows, they're okay. These are really fun little cars, these are. If you want a commuter, these little 1.2s, better than the Twinners. The Twinners are less reliable. But one of these, get it above 4,000 revs and just keep changing well above 4,000 revs. And you'll have a lot of fun in this, while not spending a lot of money. £20 road tax, you'll get 50 miles to the gallon out of it. Interior, really good. No holes or tears on any of these seats, and it's a nice sports interior. This will all clean up to new, to be honest. I haven't got any concerns at all with that. It's got the traditional dings in the door jamb here from the old seatbelt being sitting in there when you close the door. Same on most 500s, not found many that haven't got that. Other 500 things, well, really you've only got rusty rear beams on these, and this is a bit too new for that. I can see it looks alright from here. They can do rear shock absorbers quite frequently, so we'll take it for a little spin. Listen to the power. They've got quite a fruity exhaust, the sports. Now this is one you could drive straight away, because you bolt that wing in, I guarantee you the headlights are working. Both of the driving lights are working, which is rare, and they're nice and clear as well. They tend to get water in them quite a lot. Alright, let's close out, take it for a little spin. I mean, even the bonnet line there, normally you get an overlap if they've been done badly, and you haven't really got any overlap there, and you get gaps over the headlights that are bad. But I can tell you this is an original bonnet and original headlights, because the gap is bang on. Mr. Geeky 500. Fat out of the way of my bit of cardboard. Put the seatbelt on, because these will bing and bong at me. Right, into reverse. Clutch, I'd say, is also about bang in the middle. No clutch issue. I still sport steering wheel on these. They make an amazing bit of difference compared to like the Pops, which have quite a thin steering wheel. Just this difference in the steering makes quite a lot of difference to the driving experience. I don't know why it makes such a difference, but the Pops just feel, I don't know, just not quite as good with a thin steering wheel. Right, so now in my 500s I'm looking for knocks and bangs on the front suspension, lower arms. I'm looking for boings from the top mounts. Something slightly contacted, but that could be disc. Yeah, that's the discs. Let's clean the discs off and see if that stops. Yeah, gearbox is absolutely fine. Clutch is fine. They're getting used to me around here, just spinning around all the time in cars with a camera in my hand. Might be something, I don't think there's anything contacting that front, I don't know quite what that is, but have a little check out. I don't think it's safe enough to drive on the road yet until I've double checked what that was. Yeah, the discs are really rusty, they need clearing off. But in terms of the biggie things, you know, it all goes through the gearbox nicely. And that's only a very minor contacty noise, whatever it is, it's nothing major. This only needs minor fettling and it's ready to go. Minor fettling. Again, perfect little home project. Nothing that someone couldn't do on their driveway. To be honest, all you need to do is bolt that wing back in if you wanted to and get out and enjoy it. I mean, maybe put it for an MOT for safety, but just get the wheels off, have a little look, see, get that wing bolted in, and jobs are good. And might even have a bolt for that wing, an original one, in my stash of 500 bits. Well, again, I mean, my impressions from looking at the engine bay are that this car has probably got a service history somewhere, Unfortunately not with us, but I think that cam belt's been done. I'm pretty sure the oil looked clean enough, and inside it's in really good nick. It's got a few scrapes on the outside, but overall it's all right. So I'm going to say those were two great buys. That Volvo, I know it's the older of the two, but it's just, whoever had that, I think if they knew it was going to get written off, they probably would have gone and got a garage to do the repair for them. If they knew the insurance company were to write it off, I don't think they'd have given that car up, because they've clearly loved it, because it's so clean. And like I say, it's got that cam belt sticker on it, only just been done. Someone was really looking after this and intended on keeping it, didn't they? And this is what I say a lot of the time about the crash damage repairables. People haven't binned them off because of mechanical issues and so forth. A lot of the time they may well have loved the car, and they think when they speak to their insurance company that they'll do the repair on it, but they just don't realise how happily insurance companies will write cars off now. So yeah, all the evidence, looking at this, all the evidence says that this car was loved, and I just can't get over, other than that wing, this bodywork is fantastic, and the interior is so clean. Even the 500's good. I'm not saying the 500's not good, but it's obviously got a little scrape here and there, which is standard stuff for a 500. This is the people that drive 500s about. But again, like I said, I mean, that's a £5.5 grand car, retail, non-cat. If someone can get themselves all in for repaired, they're laughing, aren't they? And that one is a £6 grand car. Six and a half grand, did we say, looking at cars when we've got it in. Again, if they can get themselves all in for around about the 4 mark, they've got themselves a really nice motor there. And as I said, both of these are things that can be very easily done on the driveway. The Volvo, it's a case of get the bumper off, find out what's going on behind the bumper. I don't think there's anything serious, because that rad side of things look good. There's no overheating, anything like that going on. So I think there's just some broken plastics that they're playing around with. Get yourself a new wing and a new bumper, or repair that one if you want to. I guess you could repair that one. If you take the tension out of it, once it's unbolted, you could. It's bowing out at the moment because there's tension at the bottom, but you probably could plastic weld that and repair it if you wanted to, but it might be easier just to get another bumper. And on the 500, I don't think you need any parts. I think you just need to whip off the bumper, just double check everything behind it, just to be 100% there's no rad damage, anything like that. Get yourself the cover for that light there, which I might have one of those kicking around. Get yourself the cover for that down there. Bolt the wing in, touch your alloys up. You've got a great little car. I mean, having driven it, there's nothing mechanically wrong with that. I think other than, was it, I still think it may well have been a disc, because that is very rusty, and I can't see it having touched anything in here. We've lost a, actually I can look in here, we've lost the wheel arch liner, but all the headlights are in good condition, and all this inner wing is exactly as it should be. That's factory, there's no dents or dings in that. Yeah, I'm pleased with both of those buys, if you can't tell by now. Anyway, that's probably enough of that. I'll catch you again soon. We'll see what we do with them.